Welcome back, piggies. This is episode 27 of the Pigskin Pals podcast with your extremely knowledgeable and talented fantasy football hosts, Dane and AJ. This episode, we'll be talking about the redraft playoffs that Dane and I will both be missing out on this year and giving our prediction for who we think the champ will be, as well as our pick'ems for the remaining games as Dane tries to catch up to my pick'em record. Let's get it, baby.
Yeah, so our least favorite team, one of the least favorite teams. Well, okay, so we did pretty good. We hit 50-50. Both of our least favorite teams, Austin and Ryan. Austin finished at the top. That was a surprise that we were not seeing. But Ryan finished dead last. We saw that coming.
Nailed it.
That's a dub.
Did he finish dead last?
Yep.
Bro, he played spoiler on me. It was karma. He beat me last week to keep me out of the playoffs, bro, because I've been talking shit all year on his team. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
As we mentioned, the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Son of Crowley, Austin Ulicki, the top dog, not even close. Mm-mm. Two games ahead of second place and third place. His team that he's rocking going into the playoffs with that number 1 seed bye. I'll start with running back since that's more of his strong suit rather than the quarterback. But running back, he's got CMC. He was carrying him the whole year. Mm-hmm. Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, Davante Adams, the double Davante. George Kittle, DK Metcalf, and GP, George Pickens.
GP, baby.
Justin Tucker, and Chiefs defense, who's been playing outstanding this year. No one really notable on his bench. He does have the Detroit defense on his bench. I'm going to take a look. So they're playing Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas. I don't know if they're really worth a roster. No, maybe week 16 he's playing them. I would definitely play him against Minnesota. Yeah. So he's going to play Chiefs against New England this week.
Oh, he's on bye this week, so he doesn't even need it.
Oh.
But then the Chiefs play Vegas, and I'd still keep the Chiefs in.
That or Chiefs against Cincinnati. Well, but Jake Browning's been playing pretty outstanding, so... Yeah,
but Chiefs against Vegas, I keep it in. Maybe against Cincinnati, I don't know. I might just keep the Chiefs. Their defense has been playing super, super well.
I think I would also play the defense that is playing the Vikings, who put up 3 points.
Yeah, but sure.
And 100 yards for that one quarterback.
But guess who the Chiefs are playing? Guess who the Chiefs are playing? The Raiders, the other team in that game.
Oh yeah, true.
0 points.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what's better.
The Lions play at Minnesota. Chiefs play Chiefs play at home. Okay, yeah,
definitely the Chiefs.
I'm rocking Chiefs. Yeah. So basically no one notable on his bench. Yeah. He's got Kareem Hunt. That's the one player he can sub in. So pretty weak team. Oh yeah, quarterback. Sorry, I totally forgot. Sam Howell and Will Levis. He would be nice to pick up some quarterbacks, but they're all on my team because I picked them all up. I picked up Jake Browning. I picked up Baker Mayfield.
Baker, baby.
That's about it, I think.
There weren't a lot out there, so.
Yeah, no. So I'm making the playoffs a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe get ahead of it and pick your guys up when you need them next time. Maybe someone will drop one this week.
I think Sam Howell's perfectly fine.
He is, but if you're going into the playoffs, do you want to ride on Sam Howell?
Kinda. He's been a beast this year, no? Am I wrong?
I guess.
He's what is he right now?
Sam Howell
QB6?
Ever been in the playoffs though?
QB. I guess not. I guess he does not have the experience.
I need some dogs on my team.
Need some vets.
I mean, Sam Howell's also playing the Jets.
Yeah, that's not very good.
And then San Francisco.
Also not very good.
That's atrocious. And I would not be throwing in Will Levis.
Blue Jeans coming in hot. What do you mean?
Dude, no. Damn. Oh my God. That guy's...
He's got that dog in him. You wanted dogs. That guy's got that dog in him.
That guy's got bananas and mayonnaise in him.
That's true. That's also true. That kind of cancels out the dog.
So that is our one seat, our league. Congratulations, Austin. You want to go over who took the cake for the 2 seed
Yes.
with just he actually came out on top with 13 more points.
Yeah, it was
than
pretty
the
slim.
third team.
Pretty slim margin there. We got Jake Dicker. I hardly know her. Who's Macappa picks? He's rocking Trevor Lawrence, Joe Mixon, Zach Moss, Tyreek Hill, who I think probably will end up playing, right? I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, I'd say he will. I guess it doesn't matter because he has a bye as well.
Missed practice, yeah.
Diggs, Dalton Schultz, Justin Jefferson, Alexander Madison, Dicker the kicker, and the Niners in his lineup right now.
I think Jefferson's going to be out for 2 weeks is what I saw on Twitter at least, but he's already back limited practice, so we'll see.
Speaking of the quarterbacks, he's got Geno Smith and Dobbs on the bench as well. Dobbs, what is it called? We're going to Dobbs sanity. That is over now. The Pastronaut is benched. Nick Mullins is the guy now.
Sanity? I've never heard that before.
Dobbs sanity. Oh, yeah, I just saw it on Twitter like a day ago. I thought it was pretty nice. Gus Edwards, Khalil Herbert, no one else really jumping out. The main man, Gabe Davis, either 0 or 20. His team, he's got Hill, Diggs, and Jefferson. If they all play, it's scary. But I don't look at it and think this team is like unbeatable or like a juggernaut. It actually like isn't that scary to me when I look at it. I don't know why. Like I know it's good, but
I was thinking that too. But it is really good. I don't.
It is obviously very good. It's just like I felt like thinking. Like throughout the year, we kept thinking, "Oh, dude, Jake's team is insane. It's insane." But like Diggs hasn't been all that good. Jefferson isn't really playing. Trevor Lawrence has been hit or miss. Joe Mixon and Tyreek Hill, I think, are the only 2 guys who have been like really, really good all year.
Mm-hmm. It almost seems like his team is too much depth. Like with Thielen and Davis, I feel like there's always
points on his
there's
bench.
always one player that outperforms on his bench that he should have had in.
Sure. I get what you're saying.
Those are the 2 top dogs.
Yeah, and with that, I think we should just go into the 3 seed matchup, right? We can just take a look at the matchup, including the 3 seed.
Okay.
Which is Chub, Mr. Peter, taking on Ukellum, more, who just posted, I think, like a 170 bomb-ish last week. Had a great week. 3 seed Peter is rocking Josh Allen, A.J. Dillon, Jerome Ford, Michael Pittman, Garrett Wilson, T.J. Hawkinson, Brandon Ayuk, Jacoby Myers, Jake Moody, and the Saints defense at the current moment. Anything notable on his bench?
Quite a couple. I think a couple players. He's got Goff, who always has spot start ability. But for his playoff, he's playing Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas. I think you could start him against Minnesota. If I'm streaming him, I probably wouldn't play him over Denver.
I mean, it's hard.
Dallas,
if you got Josh Allen, right? I mean, I feel like I'm just playing Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I like Jerick McKinnon here. I think he might be a nice play over one of these running backs. Probably A.J. Dillon.
Jerick McKinnon and then Josh Downs, who's been having a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Like the middle of the year, he was performing pretty well.
Yeah, it's dropped off a little bit more. But since his injury, he hasn't been fully back to that target share he had before. But he also has Pittman, which makes it so hard to play both. I would never want to play both Pittman and Downs. So tough.
Maybe it's almost like insurance for a wide receiver. You don't really see that often, but if Pittman gets hurt, you can throw in Dobbs, and then Jets defense. That's pretty notable too.
Yeah, they're playing Miami this week. I do think it's probably nice to sit them, especially when he's got the Saints against the Giants, which theoretically should be an okay matchup.
But Washington and then Cleveland for the championship if he makes it there.
That's really nice.
I'd be really nice. Throwing him in.
Yeah.
On the other side, we got Riley. 7-7 he went. He's Got Fields, Eckler, ETN, Waddle, DJ Moore, Njoku, Javante, Kamara, McPherson, Dallas. We've been talking about how deep his running backs are.
Mm-hmm.
They could be deeper if he filled up his bench spot. I don't know what's going on there, but he's got Romeo Dobbs on there, Michael Thomas, who should be on IR. Beckham had a great week last. Yeah. He could be I could see him having like a league winning stretch potentially with Andrews out. It looks like he's becoming the favorite target almost.
Do you ever this is so hard. I would have a really hard time doing this. Jalen Waddle has not been all that good this year. And he plays the Jets this week. Do you ever sit him for one of these other receivers, OBJ or Dobbs? I think it's actually a conversation you have to have with yourself.
It is. It's a good conversation. I think with no bias, and it's not my team, there is bias. I would take out Waddle, throw in Dobbs.
Yeah.
Against Tampa Bay, that's that's the type of defense that you want to attack against the air. There's going to be.
I think that Jacksonville gives up quite a decent amount to receivers as well, but that it's so hard to tell with the Ravens receiving game who's really going to get it. I'd feel safer with Dobbs probably. I don't know. OBJ might have the higher upside.
So disappointing. Just watching all the Packer games, he just doesn't get targeted as much as he should.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's not getting open or his connection, but like the beginning of the year it was like, oh yeah, Dobbs is the alpha in this receiving core. And then Watson comes back and he takes a back seat to like Wicks and Watson almost, and like some tight ends. Yeah. And it's like, where did this guy go? He was our clutch player and now just getting kind of like worked out, but
yeah, if I'm Riley, I'm considering taking Waddle out. I don't know if he does. I would assume he probably doesn't. You're supposed to start your studs, and technically Jalen Waddle was supposed to be a stud. He hasn't really been a stud. He's a wide receiver 3. So that's not very good.
I think it depends with the Tyreek news too.
That's true. That's very true. If Tyreek's out, well, is it better if Tyreek's out or in? You know what I mean? Do you want Sauce? But then he has Sauce on him, right? Who I don't really know how good Sauce really is, but
I think you can trust McDaniels.
That's true.
To scheme him open. Yeah. He doesn't have to necessarily be going one-on-one against Sauce. He could be getting snaps out of the backfield or some jet sweeps, stuff like that. So with all that considered, I think I would be keeping Waddle in my lineup until further news.
Until we know about Tyreek, I think for sure keep him in. But I think
Njoku on your roster right now, who's been just
a beast,
going crazy with targets at least, and then finally capitalize on some touchdowns this week or this past week. Yeah, that's got to be nice to have him. I have my pick in for this game.
I do as well. You want a 3, 2, 1 it?
Yes, sir.
All right, count us down.
You do 3, I do 2, you do 1, and
then we go. I'm down to do it. All right.
Okay.
I'm 3. Is that what you said? Okay.
No, you do 3. I do 2.
That's what I said. Okay. 3.
Not on 3, on 1.
I got it. 3,
2,
1.
Riley.
Okay. All right.
Let's give me more.
That doesn't help your your case in coming back in the pick'ems. I still am 3 games up on Dane right now.
So. I wouldn't say that because it's not going to hurt it.
That's true, but you're not going to gain any ground, I guess is more so what I was meaning. But
I can't pick a stupid game like this.
Yeah.
You can't bait me into this.
All right.
I feel pretty good about Riley's team going into this one.
Me too. Let's go on to the 4-5 matchup. It is 4 seed A-Train's Revenge Tour in Ethan and 5 seed Bijan Mostert, which is Luke. We'll start with Ethan's side. He's got Jalen Hurts, Kyron Williams, Rashad White, A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Dallas Goedert, running with the Eagles trio right now. Ezekiel Elliott, which is a great stash for him. That's been on his bench for a while. He hasn't really played him. He's going to get a lot of carries. Tavon A-Chan, Jake Elliott, and Indianapolis defense. Notable people on his bench: Nico Collins is hurt. Pacheco, Marquise, Hollywood Brown. And I'd say that's probably about it. He is stashing the Buffalo defense as well. You want to take a look at Luke?
I was just checking to make sure Ramondre is not back at practice. Looks like he's still out, so Zeke is still going to be a solid play. But you went over the bench too?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What happened to Nico?
I never actually saw what happened. It's a calf.
But he's back at practice already. Oh, misses practice. So, because that would be really nice to have for the playoffs, especially with Tank out being the top dog. So if you had Noah Brown or Robert Woods, would you be playing him?
It's tough because CJ might not play. He's in concussion protocol.
Oh, okay. Assuming
CJ plays, I play Noah Brown and Robert Woods probably in a flex position. Like I'm not playing them over anyone crazy, but
kind of boosts Dalton Schultz on Jake's team too.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't think about that.
No, because I saw him, I was like, ugh, gross. But
yeah,
kombucha girl. What? But yeah, going over Luke's team, he was fifth?
Luke is 5. Yeah.
Okay. He's rocking out Mitchell Trubisky.
Woo!
Which he's not his real quarterback, is he? Oh my God, he is.
Yeah.
What?
He had who got hurt? He had someone on his bench that got hurt. Just got hurt. Justin
Stroud?
Herbert. He had Herbert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's got
that's some big news.
Hey, it is big news, but the positive thing about Mitch Trubisky is that he's already in the last game that he played, he's already scored more fantasy points than Kenny Pickett ever has in any game. So, he's got the potential for that upside more than Kenny Pickett does. He's got a little bit more legs on him. I think more rushing upside. Trubisky could be all right. He throws some picks, but he scored 20 last week. That's not nothing.
I don't know if you can rely on a touchdown every week, though.
I know, but what are his other options? Nick Mullins?
I would subtract 7 points from his stat line.
So
and that's probably what he's going to be averaging.
Yeah. Could be worse.
And probably
Indy's pretty susceptible to
that is a good matchup.
Giving up points.
It's going to be a high-scoring game, potentially. But Mitchell Trubisky, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram, James Cook, Raheem Mostert. Jesus, what's with all these teams being stacked at running back?
Dude,
I'm seeing a pattern.
It's
running
backs win.
Yeah. This was the year running backs were bouncing back. I was thinking that too.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of the stacked running backs got picked a little bit later, I feel like. Like Kyron gets picked off the waiver. Rashad White was later. He's been good. Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan were early, but James Cook was a little bit later. Raheem Mostert was super late. It was if you hit on the late running backs, you're in a really good spot.
Yeah. My problem is whenever I draft, I love the late round wide receivers.
I know.
So I go running back early, and then there's always some wide receivers that are falling, and I pick them up. But I'm going to try to remember this episode. Episode 26. Take note.
Take a note. I think a guy that's not getting, maybe he is more now, but who I think is in a kind of fantasy MVP territory, not quite the tip top of it, but getting there. Cortland Sutton has been extremely good. And he was super cheap in the draft too. So a guy that no one liked, I think. No one wanted him. And he's been really, really good. So I just wanted to put that out there. I think that's guy. He's still kind of overlooked as who he's been really valuable.
I would agree with that.
I think I know who I'm picking though in this.
And then he's also got Miami D, who's been a dog recently.
Yeah. Very true.
Who are you picking?
You know, I had something written down on my thing, and I'm switching it. I don't know if that helps you or not, but that's what I'm doing.
I think I know who you're picking now, but I also know who I'm picking, and I'm locking it in.
All right. 3,
Oh, 2.
1. Luke.
Ethan.
Yeah. I had Ethan originally.
Hey, yo.
I don't
It's the
know. I'm looking at the
playoffs,
matchups. Jameer
Jalen
Gibbs.
Hurts versus Mitchell Trubisky.
Jameer Gibbs against Denver. Bijan against Carolina. 2 really, really good matchups. Cortland Sutton against Detroit. That's a good matchup.
Kyron versus Washington.
Mostert.
Good matchup.
Mostert.
Rashad White against Green Bay. Amazing matchup.
All right. Mitch Trubisky against Indianapolis. Great matchup. I got
Jalen
caught.
Hurts against
I think I may
Seattle.
have gotten caught looking at one side and getting suckered
Maybe.
in. But I do like. I think I like the flexes better for
That they're equal.
Luke. No, I like them better for Luke. I think. Like
I see Achane and Mostert as equal players.
disagree. I think disagree, but Mostert will get touchdowns. A-Chain only gets one if he gets a 40-yard touchdown. James Cook and Zeke I could see being more equal, but Zeke plays KC. They're nothing to laugh at, and Dallas's defense isn't really all that good against the run, at least. In general, I don't really think it's even that good, but I don't know. I like the different. I like that we're different. I think Luke's a nice little pick. I think a lot of people that I haven't, like Austin and I think there's someone else, Ryan. I think they've all kind of like Ethan as a favorite to win it. Like a lot of his guys, they think he's really strong. Like Austin wanted to lose to Ethan so that he wouldn't play him in the second round. Oh, how long were you gone?
I disappeared, and then you can't hear me at all.
How long were you gone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Wait, now you can just hear me? You're just talking over me when I was going, hey.
No,
hello.
I can't hear you. I just looked over and I had to add you back.
Oh, I see.
When was I talking where we need to go back to, I guess? Or we can just cut it somewhere, but like
When you said, I disagree, I see them as equal. Or you said Achane doesn't score.
Okay.
Unless he rips off a 40.
So how do you want to do this? How do you want to start this? Like, where do you want to go
I can
back?
just start over. I'll just be like,
okay, go. You got it.
yeah, maybe Luke has the edge for the flex, but there's 2 equal players in my opinion of Achane and Mostert. Luke has Mostert on his side.
I think Mostert is, better, more safe, I guess I'll say, because I think he'll score more touchdowns. Like, he gets the red zone carries, and they're most of the time getting to the red zone. They're a good scoring team, and Achane only really scores touchdowns if it's not like garbage time from like 40 yards out, if he rips a big one.
So Mr. AJ is saying that he wants to play safe
Yeah, absolutely.
in the playoffs.
Absolutely. If I could get a guaranteed 12 over a coin or over like a 25% chance at 30, I would take the guaranteed 12.
Wouldn't it be considered safe to choose the player that's projected 14 more points?
If you say 14 more points?
Yeah.
I see. Just like the matchup itself. Yeah, probably. Yeah. But I only play it safe where I want to play it.
All right. Well, there are our picks for the
round.
second matchup. Or is that all?
That's the first round of the playoffs.
Now we're going into the dirty.
So now we go into the dirty parts.
It's
the
interesting.
consolation bracket.
I don't see you on here.
Oh, I have a bye.
Oh, I think we should have gave 12 and 11 the buys.
No, I don't think that's how it should work because that's lame. So yeah, me and Sam were 7 and 8. Would it be? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're at 6 and 8. Sam's 7 and 7.
No. I mean, sorry. Ranked like 7 and 8.
Oh yeah, correct.
So I believe I'm 7.
No, you're 8.
Am I 8? Sad.
Right, I'm looking at it.
Mate, it's sad. I thought I was cooler than I was.
He also had the most points against you.
Yeah, of course I do. It was an unlucky season. That's all I'm going to say. I also don't really think my team is all that good. I just randomly scored a lot of points all the time. But
I don't know if that's luck. You were only 37 points behind Ethan, who had the most points scored.
yeah, I scored points. It was just I had a lot of points scored against me, and I couldn't win when it mattered, you know?
Yeah, I think it was a lot to thank for Puka in the trade that you did for Mike Evans.
Yeah, the Puka for sure was a great pick, obviously, and then saved my season trading Tyreek for sure for Ramondre and Mike Evans. Until Mike Evans scored 1.3 this week and Ramondre was hurt.
Did you sit Christian Watson the past 2 weeks when he went off?
No, he was in.
Oh, so you played him for the 2 touchdown game, but not the Detroit one.
I played him for every game he popped off, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else that.
No, you talked me into playing him.
Okay.
So I was originally not playing him. You talked me. No. This was A.T. Perry week. I had A.T. Perry
right.
over him, but then I said I'm only having this here if Chris Olave doesn't play. But Chris Olave played, and then I put in Christian Watson, and he had like 20 points, and it was great.
Okay. What I was getting at was I was questioning if sitting him knocked you out of the playoffs or not.
No, it did not. All right, so let's take a look at the first matchup in the toilet bowl, the consolation bracket, whatever you want to call it. It is Dane versus Ben. Dane, you want to go over your squad?
Yeah, the championship team starts off with Lamar Jackson, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, Amon Ra, Sun Brown, God, St. Brown, Double R, Dylan Kincaid, JSN, Zay Flowers, Matt Gay, and Green Bay. Those are TBD. Might switch those around. Chris Godwin on the bench, and a whole lot of quarterbacks also. Going up against Ben, who's got Dak. That's scary to see. DeAndre Swift, James Conner, Jordan Addison, Terry McLaurin, T. McBee, Tutu, Fart. Tyler Lockett, Harrison Buckner, and Baltimore D. With Keenan Allen injured on the bench, ruled out for Thursday.
Don't like James Conner's matchup all that much against the Niners. Minnesota has looked pretty bad. So Jordan Addison doesn't look all that great. Nick Mullins also tends to target the tight end. So watch out for TJ Hawkinson. And the rest of I don't know. Trey McBride, I think, is the only other player that I like on this team. I like Dak. I think Swift is okay, and Trey McBride. I think that's kind of where I'm at on his side. And for you, Lamar's Lamar. He'll be pretty good. I think both Pollard and Najee will probably give you about 10 to 12, if I had to guess. Which is pretty solid. Amon-Ra could have a banger. I could see
against Denver. I don't know.
I don't know. It's possible. I think Double R here could struggle against New England. JSN will have a good day. If Lamar has a good day, Zay will probably have a good day. And you got 800 quarterbacks. So I'm never playing Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin?
I'm never throwing Chris Godwin. I would much rather play the guys you have in right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think this could be a close game.
I'm not like stoked about either side.
Yeah, I know where I'm going, but I could see either team pulling this out. It's just, let's do it first, and then I'll say unless you're not ready. I think you're ready to pick, right?
No, I'm ready. 3,
2,
1, me.
Dane. Yeah, there you go. I think like Tutu, I mean, he can catch a bomb. Lockett's like hit or miss. He has good games. Ben could score 140 points with the lineup he is in right now, but I could also see him scoring 60, and I don't see you putting up a dud. Your team is much more has a much better floor than all of his guys. Yeah, like you'll put up probably 105 points minimum. That's why I went with you. And the second matchup and the last matchup of this week for the consolation bracket is Parker versus Ryan. Parker's squad, you got CJ Stroud, who might not play. Rico Dowdle scored a tutty last week. Pretty lit. Derrick Henry is doing Derrick Henry playoff football things. CeeDee Lamb's been a beast. Rashid Shaheed is in his lineup. Sam Laporta, Brandon Cooks. He really loves rocking with the Cowboys right now. Deebo Samuel, Jason Myers, yeah, and Pitt's defense. He has Kenneth Walker on the bench. I would certainly put Kenneth Walker in over Rico Dowdle. Seems like a no-brainer.
Me too. Maybe Tucker Kraft over Laporta too.
Yeah, love it. Hey, Laporta put up a dud last week, didn't he? Yeah, 3.7. The bet's coming down to the wire for me and Sam. Actually, remember the bet? It's Laporta finishes outside the top 3. I think he's 4th right now. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's Kittle, Hawk, and Kelsey there ahead of him. So I think it'll be close. And then on Ryan's side, Patty Mahomes, Chuba Hubbard, David Montgomery, Jamar Chase, Drake London, Cole Kmet, Zach Charbonnet, who has looked way better than Kenneth Walker these past couple of weeks. He's looked pretty good. Elijah Moore, Will Lutz, and the Cleveland defense. Notable players on the bench, Brock Purdy.
And back up to the start.
And we're back up to the starters.
Did you say league winner, Drake London?
Yeah.
What happened last week, dude?
Oh, man.
What happened?
Drake
170
London ruined
yards?
my playoff hopes, man. It's ridiculous.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, the 1 week he pops off is against me to ruin my playoff dreams.
I still won, but I played Mike Evans over Drake London in that matchup.
You played
how?
Oh, that is crazy.
Mike Evans dropped like 2 touchdown attempts.
Did he really? I didn't need to hear that actually. That actually makes me so sad.
I'm ready to pick my team.
Yeah, I am as well.
3,
2,
1. Never a doubt.
Oh, nice. We got 2 differences. So
really, you went with the last place team.
I did, and it hurts my soul because he took me out of the playoffs. But I think maybe London's turning around. Who knows? And I think Zach Charbonnet is actually going to get a lot of the carries. He's much better than Kenneth Walker. At least he's looked much better. So,
well, has Walker been fully healthy?
Has Charbonnet? No,
more healthy than Walker,
maybe, but I still think Charbonnet might be starting to get the workload. So that is the last consolation matchup. Do you have? So now what we're gonna do? Go ahead and predict who we think is going to take home the trophy this year for redraft. I'll go first. This has been a team I've actually been a fan of for quite some time. I always was talking them up in the matchups. I think I probably picked them more than I picked anyone other than myself, if I had to guess. Maybe Jake. I like their depth. I think running backs are really important, as we found this year. And I think having a nice stack that can put up 60 just by itself could be really nice to take home the dub. I am going with Riley as my champion this year.
I like it. I like the call. Unfortunately, I don't like it enough to pick the same player.
Here we go.
This team, when I look at it, I see depth, I see stars.
Oh, I know where we're going.
And I see running backs also.
Oh.
I like the running back stuff that they got going on. He's made a lot of moves this year.
Oh, okay.
He's got players on good teams, especially the Eagles. When we were drafting, we were joking, hey, should we get 5 Eagles on this team? Should we make it crazy? He didn't. But maybe if he did, he would have even made these amazing moves anyways. He also scored the most points in our league. So if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm going with Mr. Ethan Meyer.
I like it.
Gonna take home the cake and win the Pigskin Pals championship this year.
I like it. I do like that pick. That probably was my second choice if I had to pick one. But unfortunately, I didn't even pick him to win this week.
You picked him.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I knew who I was going with anyway, so I said, let's make something hot happen. Let's go, Luke. But I think he does probably have a good chance to win it if he can get past this week. So yeah, I think those are two solid picks. We'll see.
Yeah, when I brought up if we can pick two teams to make it to the championship, it was going to be Ethan versus Riley.
Nice. I like it.
So
there we go.
I think we're aligned.
Yeah,
but we were also aligned in the beginning of the season, and we were dead wrong. So we'll see if we get.
So they're both going to lose first round, and we'll have to repick. But yeah, that's our picks for this year's winners. I go Riley. He went Ethan. We'll see how it pans out, and we'll see if Dan can pick up a couple games in the pick'ems because we are two different this week. So
yeah, are we gonna? Do we want to make calling this championship worth like 3 picks?
Yeah,
2
I like
picks?
that. I like that. Picking winner is
and then Dynasty, we can make it like 100 points.
Yeah, sure. Just like winner takes all. If you guess the winner, then you win. Okay. So yeah, we'll do that. So winner of, if either of us picks the winner, it is worth
3 or 2.
Let's do 3.
What do you think?
Let's make it fun.
I think 2.
All right, we'll make it 2 then. That's
2.5.
Nope.
Ah.
Nope. We're doing
No,
2.
2.5. Because if we do have a tie, that could be a nice tiebreaker.
You know what? I'm down with it. I like it.
Okay.
I like the 2.5. I like the 2.5. We'll call it a 2.5 for the winner. Those are our picks.
2.75.
Nope. 2.5 it is. We're locking it. Those are our picks. We'll see what happens this week. See if both of our guys are out by next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Oh my God.